aren't subscribed to America's Talking Network here on YouTube, you should. And hit that notification bell so that you can get updated on all kinds of things coming out of Illinois. It's not just the show. Yes, the program here each and every weekday morning. I'm Greg Bishop breaking things down for you. But it's also news clips. And we shared this yesterday. Just to unpack it for you, you've got Governor J.B. Pritzker last week talking about Trump wanting to close the U.S. Department of Education. Well, some news happened this week with Trump nominating Linda McMahon to head the Department of Education, to be the education secretary. And Trump said that she is going to foster nationwide school choice and also going to focus on sending education back to the states. That idea of sending education back to the states, Trump's talked about before. I asked Governor J.B. Pritzker last week that question, and especially with education funding being so important in Illinois, what's his thought of that money coming back to Illinois with the Department of Education possibly closing?
So think about all the people that you know who have gone through special education programs, all funded, I might add, by the federal government, who would lose out as a result of the decision to do that. Look, we've got a lot that the federal government is a part of. It's about 8 to 10% of most states' education budgets. And to take that away is literally going to be removing education from people who need it.
But he says he wants to return money back to the states.
Great, but what about, are we going to require that special education is a part of what school districts are offering? Because that is what the federal government has been doing, and frankly, we need more, not less.
So the governor critical of the idea, and I guess not trusting that the money would come back to the states in this issue of requiring funding for education of those with disabilities. I mean, if they're getting money directly to the state government from federal taxpayers instead of going through a bureaucracy in Washington, D.C., you could imagine that money could be earmarked for those with disabilities going to school. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson this week was critical of the Trump administration's policies on education he said are detrimental.
He wants to dismantle public education, a system that was built by descendants of slaves, particularly in the South. He is a threat to everything that is sensible.
So Johnson clearly using some rhetoric there and denouncing the Trump administration, incoming Trump administration's policies on education. I asked State Representative Blaine Wilhour about this, and he's on the House Education Committee. Here's some of his thoughts about the idea of bringing education more closer to home, and also Linda McMahon being the pick that Trump has put in place for Secretary of Education for the U.S. Department of Education.
And I'm 100% on board with the Trump administration trying to push a school choice initiative on the federal level, since our state won't do it. And the fact that J.B. Pritzker won't do that is absolutely pathetic. He killed the Invest in Kids deal. He didn't stand up firmly for that. And let's be very clear. There's only one reason that we don't have a robust school choice initiative in the state of Illinois like they do in almost every other state in the country. It's because of the power of the teachers' unions. It's the power of the teachers' unions and their checkbooks that are funding almost every politician in both parties. Linda McMahon did a great job cutting through the BS at the small business in the last Trump presidency, so we're pretty excited about it.
So Wilhour had more to say about the importance of getting rid of that federal bureaucracy that's really just siphoning money from taxpayers.
How much better is educational outcomes? How much better have we done since they created the Federal Department of Education? Things have gone downhill, and anytime we can eliminate some of the bureaucratic bloat in these systems, it's better. Education is best at a local level. Local people determining what's best for local students, and anytime we can get that closer to home, it's going to be better for everybody. So I'm 100% on board with eliminating the Department of Education.
Wilhour clearly, siding with Trump on this idea. So we'll be watching to see what happens in the near future as Trump takes office January 20th, and it's expected to be an interesting roller coaster ride, and we'll be there for all of it. It's right here with Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop, back on the ground at the state capitol today with the final day of fall veto session. We'll keep you updated on what happens there tomorrow as we go live with America's Talking Network and Illinois in Focus Daily.